Everybody, welcome back to the craft room. Today we're going to talk about some different kind of fiber, and I'm concerned that this new kind of fiber is going to take over for my other fiber. I hope not. I will still crochet and stuff like this, but this is my new fascination and it's actually quite useful. So I think I've posted a little bit about it in a few previous videos. I have been keeping a little bit of a log on my blog about this, but I became interested due to current events in trying to grow a small garden. Now, growing up, we always had a huge garden, literally, and that huge garden, my mom canned, she froze some things. We actually had a root cellar that my dad built where we kept our potatoes and our carrots, and I believe we hung onions and maybe garlic in this really dark room that did not, well, it did have a light. But he built little bins to put things in, and we had just like stone crocks that we stored our carrots and sand in, and my mom canned green beans, and she canned, I can't remember, beets. She canned beets. And we ate a lot of garden stuff. We hardly ever bought anything from the grocery store when I was growing up. But that was many years ago. Fast forward to the last 30 years. I have done some gardening in the past, but it has all been in dirt because we had a yard. And we did okay with it. We mainly grew tomatoes and jalapenos, and we did a little bit of lettuce. We did really good on gourds one year. We did some birdhouse gourds, and we've had strawberries, lots of herbs. I can't remember what else we've done, but we've done several things like that over the years, but we haven't been consistent at it, and we have always, for the most part, kind of sort of always done a raised bed type garden. So anyway, these little things pop up on Facebook all the time, and I clicked on one of them, and it was talking about how to regrow your kitchen scraps. So that intrigued me, and I thought that I would like to try it. So I went to the grocery store, and I got some romaine lettuce. Of course, you know, romaine comes with 3 things in a bag, or at least at my grocery store it does. We ate 2 of them. I took those 2 and decided to put them in water. Now, I have not used anything special this far. It has just been straight tap water. And this happened on February 3rd. And if you want to check all this out, I am actually keeping track of this on my blog. I'll make sure and put the link down in the description box below, and I will also put a link for the category. It's called apartment gardening or apartment container gardening. I will put a link to that category in the description box as well, so you can just go straight to it and click on it and read all this. But anyway, I will insert pictures as I tell you about them because I'm, going through my blog here. But I decided to put the 2 pieces of romaine lettuce in a container, and the stalks, I left them about like that. Now, the video that I watched said you got a 50-50 chance. Sometimes they grow, sometimes they don't, because they've been refrigerated. You don't know what kind of lettuce they were. Were they organic? Did they have some sort of no-grow stuff put on them? It was like, I have nothing to lose, so I might as well give it a try. So like I said, here's a picture of the first 2 romaine stalks that I put in water. And this, like I said, was on February 3rd. So, also, like I said, I'm using just straight tap water. These are sitting in a room that the only light that they get is if we turn the light on in the room, which it is an LED light. So they're not really getting any sunlight, and they are drinking our city water. So I feel sorry for him. Also, I decided that I was going to try some other things as well. Now, I was thinking in dirt. I was going to get containers and grow things in dirt. But now that I've watched more videos, which is taking up my crochet time during the day, I think I'm going to try growing most of these in water. This is called hydroponic gardening, and the method that I am going to start out trying is the kratky, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, the kratky method. But I went to my local Family Dollar store. I picked up a basil grow kit, which it comes with this little pot, and I'll show you the tomato one. I also got a tomato grow kit. Same thing. These cost me $1 a piece. And what these are is they have this little packet of seeds, and you can see the seeds there in the paper. Let me shade that from that light a little bit. So you can see all those seeds there on the paper. So this one comes with 3, 6, 8 seeds. This also comes with the soil that you need to grow them and a pot. So I won't be actually using this soil disc or potting soil disc or whatever it is. I might try and use these, and I will explain later, but I might try using these, and most definitely I'm going to use the seeds. Now the basil has quite a few seeds in it as well. It's basically the same thing. It has the seeds on the paper, and it also has the little potting soil disc. So I've had these two since like around February 3rd, the first part of February. And I haven't done anything because it's been cold. And, well, you know, winter struck for about 2 weeks. However, I did post a 3-day update, which on day 3, one of my romaine stalks had a lot of bright green on it. The other one, nothing. Not really anything that you could tell. So here's a picture of my stalks on day 3. So, one thing that they say with this method of growing, at least what I am doing with my kitchen scraps thus far, I clicked on the wrong button. What they're saying, like the way I'm doing it, you need to change your water daily. So when I have it in the open container like this, I have been changing my water pretty much every day. There's been a few days where it's been so cold that I have not. Thankfully, onions, well, I'm getting ready to show the onions, but lettuce and onions are cold weather crops. So fast forward to February 7th, we use a lot of sweet onions, the yellow Vidalia sweet onions, and I was like, hey, we like onions. So I told Steve to save me a top, which he brought out the onion, and it had already started growing on the top, you know, the little green shoots on top. I said, save that, and also save me the bottom piece with the roots. So he saved me those pieces, and I also put them in a container with water. Now I put the little green leaves, I guess they're called leaves, pointing up, and if you notice in the picture when I show it to you, they're kind of curving off to one side. Probably that's where the light was when they were in our bin that we keep our onions in. And the bottom part of the onion, I put the roots directly in the water. So here's a picture of my onion that I saved and put in water. Okay, so on February 12th, it had been 9 days. Well, this is the day the blog post was. February 12th, it had been 9 days for the 2 romaine February 12th post says it has been 9 days on the 2 romaine scraps, which I had 2, and I also decided to use the 3rd stalk. So it is a little bit taller than the other 2, kind of to differentiate for me anyway, which one was first and second, and then 3rd. But I also added it to my other 2 stalks in the water. And I also took a picture of my my sweet onion scraps. Now the roots on the bottom half grew quite a bit, and because the onion was sitting, or these were sitting on a table under the light, the green part of the onion is now going straight up instead of curving off to the side. So here's a picture of my onions and my lettuce. And one thing I did notice that I'd also heard on the video, that when you grow this way, it has a completely different flavor, somewhat. I mean, it still tastes like what it's supposed to, but I can say I took a little piece off of the bright green on the romaine. It is so much sweeter and has a so much better taste than the rest of the stock did. I was like utterly impressed. So I'm looking forward to getting more lettuce. And in my last post, which was on February 22nd, that was Monday of this week, and we actually were way above, you know, freezing. We got up in the 50s, like the upper 40s, maybe lower 50s. So it was much, much warmer. So I decided to take my vegetables and actually move them to where they could get some sunlight. Now, this is not direct sunlight, but they can get sunlight. And I must say that, like I said, this would have been day 19 for the two smaller romaine scraps. And the third one, or the taller one, the newest one, it'll be 11 days for it. And 15 days on the sweet onion. So, like I said, I've pretty much changed the water every day on these. There's a few days that I didn't even change it at all. But here's a picture of my romaine scraps and the top and the bottom side of my onion. So, what do you guys think? I am like super excited about the progress that these have made, and it has prompted me to want to grow more. Like I said, it's taking up my afternoon crochet time, doing some research and watching videos and stuff like that. So today, which today being Thursday, February 25th, I've been looking at fertilizer, because you need some sort of liquid fertilizer to feed your plants when you put them in the water. And I was trying to find something. I can't get anything locally without ordering online for what everybody's suggesting. So I watched a bunch of different videos and decided to just experiment myself using examples of what everybody else has talked about. So I went to my local hardware store, and I picked up this Schultz plant food. And these numbers right here, the 10, 15, 10, I can't remember the numbers I needed. But it was like 8, 14, and 28 or something like that. And that is the percentage of your P, I gotta find it, your N, your P, and your K. Which that would be nitrogen, phosphate, and potash. I can't remember what the other name for that is. But anyway, this has higher on the first two, but lower on the last one. But it's the closest that I could find for a liquid plant food to experiment with. Which this one also had, it comes with a little dropper. This is what it looks like. It's green, and it has no smell. I took it and smelled it earlier. But it also has a little dropper in here, so that hopefully I can do some measuring and be fairly accurate on, you know, my measurements. So I plan on getting a gallon of water and letting it sit overnight, which should help take the chlorine out of the water. At least that's what I've always been told. That's what we always did when we had fish. We would set the water out overnight so that we could still use that water for our fish the next day when we clean the tank. So tonight when I went to the grocery store, I told Steve I was going to also go to the dollar store, the Family Dollar store. The grocery store and Family Dollar is in the same little mall, and then Dollar Tree is just right across the road, and they are all literally just like 3 blocks from my house. Very convenient. So I went to Family Dollar, and I know I want some more seeds because, like I said, this is just really consuming me. I want to do this. It looks like so much fun. They didn't have everything that I really wanted. I didn't find any seed packets. And what I plan on doing with the seeds is starting the seeds on some paper towels. And then I will need to still go get some supplies so that I can actually plant my seedlings in the water solution. But anyway, while I was there, I picked up this strawberry grow kit. Like I said, this is the most I've spent, and this was $9. These grow kits are $1 a piece, which I'm going to open this up and look because I'm curious as to what this one actually looks like. And it is exactly the same as the rest of them. Only the seeds are much, much smaller. I don't know if you can see those. There's seeds there, but they're so much smaller. And it does have the potting soil pellet, and of course the container. But like I said, I don't plan on using those. I might use the container eventually, but not the soil. At least that's the plan. So anyway, I have seen people have really good success in growing strawberry plants this way. So I'm really excited to try this. And I also, when I went over to the Dollar Tree, I picked up some cilantro, which we like cilantro. We like to make pico. I love pico de gallo. Oh, so delicious. Steve makes excellent pico. So I picked this up. These are all 4 for $1, and these are USA made, as are, well, these here are Germany and the Netherlands, and assembled in the USA, so that's okay. So I picked up some cilantro. I picked up a package of spinach. And I picked up 2 different varieties of lettuce. And these 3 items, along with the basil, the strawberries, and any herbs, well, I guess basil is an herb, seem to be very easy to grow with this method. So I'm going to give it a try. And I probably will share here on my YouTube channel, but I also am going to share probably more on my blog. So if you're interested in that, make sure you go check that out. The links are going to be down in the description box below. Like I said, one for the blog, one for my apartment container gardening. And one thing with my apartment gardening is I have no yard. I have no place that I can set containers out. However, I do have 4 windows that face west. And I also don't have to, I only have 1 window that has a screen on it. So I can just put grates in the windows, which would allow bugs to still come in and pollinate as necessary for any plants that I grow. Now my cold weather ones, like my lettuce and my onions and stuff like that, I can do those year round, but the ones that I'm going to need warmer weather for or heat for will probably just be summertime type growing. But like I said, I've got 4 windows, 1 whole room that I can use, which, I mean, I need to keep them up by the windows, but 1 whole room that I can use. This is all going to be dirt free and a total complete experiment. I have never done this before. So anyway, if you guys are interested in this, give me a thumbs up. Leave me your comments below. Don't ask me questions because I'm still new to this myself. And I will see you guys right back here in the craft room for my next video.